What we're really discussing here is the relationship between governments and their people. Mm-hmm. Some governments think they own their people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And some governments know that they are owned by their populations. Mm-hmm. And the governments that think they own their people, in the past they used to call them tyrants. Around 1945, when the Nazis came up, and the communists
and the
fascists, that term was modified to become totalitarians. Mm-hmm. Now, I was reading this book that was saying that, that we think of Nazis and totalitarians and tyrants, that they are out to kill. It says no. That nobody gets out and says, I'll kill so many people today. Mm-hmm. It says, no, these are people who have an idea of what society should be. Mm-hmm. And what people in that society should be. And so they go to create society in their own image, in what is in their mind. And in order to accomplish that, and because they think they own the people, they go and say, I will get that perfect society if I eliminate these kinds of people. Mm-hmm. And so in the case of Adolf Hitler, he thinks that by eliminating Jews, you have the perfect Aryan race. Mm-hmm. In the case of Lenin, he thinks that if I eliminate all the intellectuals, then I'll create that communist man, that perfect communist man.
Oh, the Bolsheviks.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've always said that when the Allied forces went and defeated the fascists in Italy, and they defeated the Nazi Germany, there was another fascist country that was not defeated, and that was France. And it wasn't defeated because they surrendered to the Germans took them over, and then the British, especially Churchill, now had this big thing about protecting Charles de Gaulle and protecting France, because they wanted France to be a bulwark for a future German advance. Mm-hmm. So they tried to build up France and put them at the Security Council, even though Charles de Gaulle was in rebellion against what he called Anglo-Saxons. And so they left this fascist culture remain in France. Charles de Gaulle championed it as a Gaullist, went to Africa and created all these dictators that survive today. And they survive today because, like I've already told him in one of the episodes, America and the British wanted to challenge it, and they started in Dakar, and the French fought back, and America and Britain at the time had to make a choice whether should we go fight the Nazis or should we fight the French in Africa. And they decided that let's go fight the Nazis. After the war, communism was growing in Europe very fast. And as a matter of experience, by then Franklin Roosevelt had died. Mm-hmm. So who took over from Franklin Roosevelt?
Harry Truman.
It was Harry Truman, yes. Mm-hmm. So Truman took over, and when Truman took over, what happened was that as a matter of experience, they decided that they are now going to go fight communism. Mm-hmm. And so they let the French stay in Africa, and they've remained there till today. That is why the French are in Africa. They're there. America knows that. All the countries know that. And so if your Southwest governor has the right thinking and the right education about this, if Paul Biya is supposed to have been a lawyer, right? He went to law school, or even though all of it was through the French. But you should have some native sense to read some history and know that these are people who came and colonize your people. They are using you to punish your own people, and you think that you can play stomach politics and somehow you'll be a great man, be the leader of a country.
No, why do you think that you should think that way? If you really believe that you should think that way, then what you are saying is that the French have not been successful. These people taught these people, even up to the days of Houphouët-Boigny, that they were Frenchmen.
Also, they think that they're part of they think that they're part of France, and then they come and write your national anthem and say you were savages.
Yeah,
and you sing. Do Frenchmen call themselves savages?
That is what they think. That is what they were taught. You remember these people in the early days, a lot of them, Houphouët-Boigny was a minister in one of the French Vichy governments, right?
Yes.
All of them, the Sédar Senghor and all the other people, they were ministers in France. They were taught to believe. And that is why when you went to a place like Douala, and probably still today, these people are still very proud when they tell you that they are going to Paris. Because in their culture, or how they were taught and trained to think, was that they were French.
No, but Pa, La République is not France. I mean, say that succeeded in the past, right? From 1960.
But what you are saying is, are you telling me that brainwashing doesn't work? That is brainwashing. That is what it is. They brainwash you to sit like this and deny yourself that you are not who you are. And you have, because they have brainwashed you and transformed you, you have to see yourself now in their image and be able to do their bidding without feeling any guilt about it.
Well, it's amazing, and maybe they are as blind to their colonization as we are clear about our right to our freedom. And so those who talk about dialogue between us, or trying to create some kind of a relationship between us under one colonial flag, are dreaming. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, but they absolutely are blind, because remember, that is part of what those cooperation agreements were supposed to do as education is concerned.
I'm going past that part.
Yes.
I'm saying that,
yeah,
and I agree with you that, because the proof is there. I agree with you that brainwashing works.
Yeah.
So if they have been brainwashed that they are slaves to work for the Frenchman and be exploited to the ground like they are, if they believe in that, I'm also saying that we believe in our freedom and in our inalienable rights, to a point where there is no meeting point between us. We have that country has existed with us as part of it, mostly because we kept
trying to make it work, and we have reached a point where we've decided that it will never work. And so the international community and those who think that somehow we can come and sit with these people and have a dialogue and somehow live under the same flag are dreaming. Yes, and you can go back to Belai and take that his statement that he made to the chiefs and bring it to substantiate what you are just saying. Those two cultures, these are people coming from these different parts of life or in the world. There is no way where these two cultures can blend. They have tried to assimilate us. They have tried to do every single thing, and it has not worked. It is like these people hope that someday, when you pour oil on water, someday they would mix.
And let me just continue with the whole thing about totalitarianism. Okay, the reason why they always fail is because they don't understand human nature. You see, human beings are divinely created. Okay, they make some of them tall, they make some short, they make some. They're very diverse. They're very diverse with diverse dreams, and so what you do. And Churchill was very good. Winston Churchill was very good in articulating this. He said, freedom within. He wanted that the only way it works is to create freedom with that. That is how countries should work. It should create a freedom within a constitution and freedom with restraint. No man should live beneath the law, no matter how humble that person is born. And you know, when your Belai man talks to the chief, he's talking to them as though he is up there and they are actually they're animals, because he's commanding them like dogs.
And he has called them dogs.
So the government should be accountable to the people. The government should be accountable to the people, not the people to the. We've talked about John Locke and his writings about people being free and need no government and only need to give out some of their powers because
government has to protect them.
Because we need to give some of our powers so we create another force that can protect us against each other, against bullies, against thieves. You know what I'm saying? Government doesn't know more than we do. They don't have any more. The days of divine rulers are gone. And let me say something about those divine. You know, those divine rulers even felt that they needed to justify their reason for ruling others by claiming that they were sent by God.
Yeah, they're talking to God.
Yes, but this fascists who rule us now, they can't even claim that. You know what I'm saying? And so Churchill is very clear about some of those things. And so the question that each government has to ask, or each society has to ask, is: are the people going to belong to the government, or the government to the people?
Yeah,
and they would and the reason why totalitarians fail, obviously the communist system failed, Adolf Hitler failed, is because you can lead men, you can lead humans, but you cannot push them. So we've allowed these idiots, these brainwashed idiots, these fascists, to lead us for a certain amount of time, but now they were trying to push us to become animals. Because one of the reasons why our parents even tolerated is because we still had our education, where they knew that I'll educate my child, send him to Nigeria or to Britain or to America, they go, and somehow they always create a relationship there. You remember that we are like the second generation after the generation that took independence.
Mm-hmm.
So we are so that could go for maybe one generation, but then these idiots thought that they would come and roll over us, and within 10 years, if you read some of what they are, the French consulate in Boya was writing in 1967, they were given how much time they would take to francophonize all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're not machines. We're not dogs that you can determine what we'll learn and what we'll not learn, or what we want to learn and what we will not want to learn. And so they failed. And so they were now saying, okay, maybe if we impose laws in their courts, because all of them need justice, then they'll be forced to learn French in order to get that service. Or if we start educating their children right from the stomach, so that by the time they're born, they're already francophones. And at that point, we said no. And since we said no, it's remained no till today. This is the third year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to end up winning?
No, there's no way. And I'm glad that you have outlined all of this, and there are so many examples, because our parents could put up with this nonsense. As you said, they believe that, well, I can educate my children and raise them in this system, and they would stay away from that corrupt system. They always believe that we could live together, but as two separate people,
yes,
two separate cultures.
Yes.
But when these people started threatening all these other institutions that they had believed that could be separate from what the games they were playing over there, that is when the people said, no, you are going too far, and for whatever you have done, I'm not going to take it anymore.
Let me just add this there. One of the reasons why our people also accepted it is because in Africa, the government doesn't have very much to offer in a daily living.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically you get up, you go to your farm, you farm your food, you come back, you go to the market, you sell it, and you take care of your kids, and you educate them, you send them abroad, they go there, and you keep most of them abroad. Because so the government did not have very much to do with, the government did not offer its citizens very much. So it's not like our people depended on government services in order to make their lives work. No, our people just worked independently, and it's when these people start intruding into those lives and interrupting and bringing things that are so alien to their thinking that our people decided that this is it. Are you following me on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine if it was an American government, for example, because the American government, they provide so many services that if the government did not work, then many lives will not work.
Mm-hmm.
Back there, the government, if it's not working, is so far away from the people that nobody really cares.
Yeah.
So and I think the reason why we also go into these details is because those who keep dreaming, those who think that somehow we can make these two people live, and I'm saying this because I was reading the European Parliament resolution on Cameroon. They started calling us minorities. Ambazonians have never been a minority. There were two states that came together, so you cannot call one state a minority. Would you say the Netherlands is a minority to France or to Germany because it's a smaller country?
In the European Union.
Or in the European Union, would you say that? So some of these people who are trying to intervene in our system are coming with a colonial mentality.
See, I don't even worry about those things, because look, we have been begging for this, right? In 1993, we went and we begged these people that we wanted to make this thing work. We have been begging that these people should make this thing work, and at every single turn they will kill us. We've said, okay, let us try multipartyism and see if we can bring other political parties and create new laws and change the place. They killed us. We brought in multipartyism.
But they never understood any of that.
They didn't.
You just said it that they have been brainwashed, yes. So they don't know where you're coming from.
Yes, they diluted everything, created 1 million political parties, 100 presidential candidates, and messed up the whole thing. But we kept trying up till when we knew now that not only did they want our resources, they wanted our souls.
They wanted our souls, yes. And right now, what they want to do, they think that they can clear our land and then somehow repopulate with their own people. And I don't know what they're thinking. It's crazy.